What's up? What's up, my folks? Welcome back to another review. Right now, like this video. Please like this video. And if you think I'm cute or whatnot, you might as well subscribe because then you can see me a lot more. Duh. Anyway, so this will be a review of Put a Ring on It. If you like the video, should put a ring on it. Episode number 2. And I just want to say, these dudes could not wait. They could not wait for their turn. They all want to play chill and cool. No, it ain't a big deal. It ain't this, it ain't that. But they could not wait. Especially Hollywood. He definitely tried to downplay his whole excitement and things like that. But boy, you was all for it. You was all in it. So to begin, Dr. Nicole, wanted to bring everybody back to the reason why they were there in the first place. Center them all back. Are they there because they're stuck in a decision? They don't know what to do? Or are they just being stubborn and unwilling to move? Which one? Is this their forever relationship, right? So she pointed that out there. And she, said something very, very, very deep. And it was, living in the past will not allow you to build a solid future. And Lord knows that is the truth, honey. If she ain't telling the truth, she is, boy. So, anyway, let's start out again with Ashley and Hollywood. And might I add, this couple is what is bringing me back to watch the show for sure. They are hilarious. Ashley is boo. Ooh, she is gorgeous. She reminds me of a little Journey from Eve's Bayou. All grown up, like she is something else. Ooh, I can see why Hollywood, don't want her to go nowhere. For sure. He wants to downplay his little date, so on their scene, he is, ironing his clothes, getting fresh, and she's trying to come over there and touch on him and make him look all, fix his collar and everything. He's like, hold on, was I doing that to you? Was I doing that to you? Let me get ready. You trying to mess me up. Like, low key, yeah, that's a marking your territory move. Like, yeah, let me fix your collar. Let me make sure you look good. Let me make sure I approve how you look. Stamp approved. Your girl helped you with your look. So I get that. That's why he was like, no. You know what I mean? But ultimately, he's just super petty. Petty Betty. He is petty Betty. So she's a little attitude or whatever. And she's like, I'm gonna just leave you alone. I'm gonna leave you alone. She leaves him alone. He go on his date. And when he go on his date, he is like, ooh, he is so refreshed. The word that she had used, he is so refreshed. He is a lot more touchy-feely than she was on her date, if you ask me. Like, maybe in her confessional, she was like, saying, oh, he was handsome, and saying her intimate thoughts, but not on the date. She wasn't all looking into his eyes, gazing and giving compliments and, all this like he was, just putting it out there. So, yeah. So he comes back from the date or whatnot, and he tries to get a kiss, and she's like, no. She's on the phone talking to her friend, like, he's about to make this date seem the best ever, girl. Then he come in, and she already on defense, like, don't kiss me. And he's like, well, cool. I just came from a date anyway. See, I can't handle that hostility right there. Like, they joking and everything, but it's some honesty in those jokes. And, like, I don't know, that's just too much. Like, I would have been in my feelings. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But also, I probably wouldn't be dishing out them jokes either. So, that's that. He lets her know, like, I ain't feeling her booty or nothing. I ain't, whatever. And somehow in his head, he's thinking that's, like, giving her confirmation to be like secure, but like really though, you ain't even have to say none of that, make me think of none of that, but you want to point that out so I can get jealous, or so she can get jealous, you know what I mean? So she can get jealous and visualize him feeling on somebody else's booty. No, you know. Speak what you want into existence, people. Set the picture that you would like out there. If you want that picture of you feeling on another girl's booty in her mind and somehow thinking, oh yeah, that's gonna make her feel real secure, like, I don't know, but okay. That works for you. So, I guess his date's name was like Balenciaga or something like that. I don't know. But ultimately, his conclusion of the date was it made him feel that he still got it. But like he already knew he still had it. Like, come on now. It was just something to make his girl jealous. You already know you got it. You know you look good. You know you dress good. All that. Like, just stop. Stop with the baiting. But so that just brings you back to what I said last episode too. For sure, he was like, oh yeah, no, he wanted to, seem like he changed his mind, like he was so mature. Yeah, she needs this. She needs this. Like, no, you needed this. Not confirm that. Oh yeah, lets you know I still got it, bro. Stop it. So as he's talking to her about the date and everything, when they finish talking about the date, she lets him know, like, I think it's kind of weird that I feel so uncomfortable. I mean, that I feel so comfortable with you going on a date. It doesn't faze me. And he starts, in her words, bucking, getting mad, like, hold on now, like, what you mean? And she's just like, hold on, listen to me. All I'm trying to do is tell you how I feel, that is our connection and what it should be if I'm okay with that. He was about to try to take it way left. Like, he really does need to check how he reacts. He is so childlike in that way. He starts to throw tantrums and things like that. Like, grow up, bro. Grow up. But I don't know. What would you prefer? Would you prefer that in a man like Bucking or whatnot? Or would you prefer a man like Mike who's like, well, I don't care. A little mixture would be nice. No. So, yeah, so she... Okay, so now let's talk about Shay and Mike. So Shay says that she will marry Mike today, tomorrow, next week, and every day after that. She married this man every day. You know what I mean? She was in it. She's in it. And she wants to know what she can do to allow Mike to move on. And I kind of feel what she's saying, because men do stuff like that all the time. Like, when you gonna forgive me? When you gonna move on? You know what I mean? Like, that was at the beginning of y'all relationship, yet his feelings are valid, and she should acknowledge it and not be dismissive. Yet if he held that in, how is she supposed to know where to start the healing, what to do for you, bro? You gotta communicate, you gotta speak up and talk. So he's saying that he could be with Shay forever, but he just doesn't see marriage. And he started to open up and, explain that at the beginning of the relationship, he was all in. And then Shay had ghosted him once for her ex. And not once, but only twice. Not only twice, but twice did she ghost him. So the third time that they got acquainted, now she wanted to get serious and he started to pull away. Now, I got a couple things to say about that. I get it, you know, because I just got out of a situation as such. I get it. But when you self reflect and things like that, you have to realize that you do not have to accept her back in your life. You don't. You don't have to accept her back in your life because now all you're trying to do is hurt her or you're wasting both of y'all's time. You knew that you could not open up to her, so why waste y'all's time? Why not just be like, nah, let's just be cool friends? I know you love her. I know all the reasons you're gonna say, oh, because I love her, I want to see where it can go, and blah, blah, blah. But like, really, not really. She was just comfortable and something to do at the moment because why else would you get back into a situation that you wanted to be emotionally unavailable in? That's just like self torture to always hear her in your ear. Oh, open up to me. Oh, open up to me. Open up to me. And you getting frustrated or whatever. And like, no, no, no. Probably wanted to, you know, rebel and run away. But like, you made a choice. So I'm not saying that Shay, you know, was okay for that or nothing like that. But each time that you get back in it, you need to still be open. And I mean, and I guess you is because you know, you on the show and going through the process. So let's just say that's a start. And that's where we'll leave it. But also he says that, you know, it didn't just start. Well, he says at different times different things. So sometimes he'll be like, oh, well, you know, I'm like this because of her. But then he really pinpoints what it truly was. And his parents don't show love and affection like that. And he's just using her as an excuse. Oh, well, she ghosted me and not helped me validate that people can leave and will leave and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, bro. You're willing to marry and propose. That's why you did it before to the other girl. It's just that, like I said, this girl was just comfortable in something to do. Because ultimately, you're just using her as an excuse to validate that lame ass whatever that you said. But yeah, anyway. And so when Mike goes out on his date, I find it surprising, right? He's Mr. Oh, you know, I don't want to get married. I don't see a point in marriage, making broad statements as such. But then when he's talking to his date, he's like, yeah, you know, I want someone that I can marry and, you know, build a future with and all that. So I'm just like, you are still open to marriage. But when you talk to Shay, you make it seem like you're just totally not open to marriage. But really, you are open to marriage. And I just not with Shay. Would you want to be with Shay? But I guess she messed up her chances of marriage. Like, boy, just y'all needs to stop. And she needs to stop too. She just needs to move on. If you love him, leave him. This man is not going to give you what you want either. And you're going to end up ultimately getting mad at him. And tension's going to build with him. So, actually just get on with it. So, as he's saying in the group what he liked about the date, he's saying that he thinks that they have a lot in common. Because she works out, she's sexy, she got a nice body. And he thinks that she's level-headed, like her temper is good, you know, and her sense of humor is good. And that if they came across problems, that he thinks that they can handle it calmly and thoroughly and stuff like that. And that rubs Shay the wrong way. She like, let go my hand. And he tried to grab her hand back. She's like, no, you can, your hand can rest in your own seat. It's okay. She's like, I wish him the best. She was not trying to hear none of that. And Doctor's like, hold up now. Dr. Nicole's like, wait, boo. Why can't he be open and honest? Like, that's all he's doing. And you're not allowing him a chance to process. Like, if somebody steps on your foot, who's to say when your foot stops hurting? Which I totally understand. I've been through that as well. Situation where a person was trying to put my healing on a time frame when they never even addressed my problem. But I let my problem be known. See, that's the difference between me and Mike. He ain't let his problem be known. I let my problem be known. Anyway, But I mean, then she also came up with a good comeback though. She was like, well, after a year, if the doctor says your foot is healed, then your foot is healed. I feel that because at that point, it's all in your mind if you're saying that it still hurt. Well, I mean, not necessarily, but you know what I'm saying. They both pretty much have valid points. And that's what I'm saying. They should kind of like move on. But now that Mike has put it out there, that was a stepping stone. So maybe they can get somewhere with that. But had he never, I guess, disclosed that, like, yeah. So yeah, now she is kind of wanting to be apologetic to how she was at the beginning of the relationship because she wants to move on. But again, she feels like he was too smitten, her words, too smitten with that date. So right now she is kind of like, but she love that man. She love that man. She ain't going nowhere. She's just a little jealous right now. And Mimi and Ulysses. So Mimi's ultimately happy, I would say, that the doctor said that they shouldn't go, that her man, that Ulysses shouldn't go on a date. And Ulysses was totally okay with that. He was like, you know what, right now I'm just focused on dad. And, I said that last episode that shouldn't be. But then I changed my mind because I was like, well, but no, for real, it's way too fatal and everything like that for them to be on a reality TV show when they got like real serious life problems going on, and like they really didn't need to be dating other people, and her daddy is dying. So that's that. When she gets a call from the doctor, he's just like, again, I really think we need to put him on do not resuscitate because that's going to put him even more pain. We're going to have to do CPR. And when we do CPR, we're going to have to break his ribs. When we break his ribs, hurt his, that's going to affect a bunch of stuff. And then probably going to have to, shock him and a bunch of stuff. So she's still like, I don't know. She talks to her sister, and her sister's like, sis, he's just so, it's really hard for me to talk about because of recent losses, but he was like, sis, like, you're just so small and, brittle, and, like, we just need to get used to the idea of not having him around within the next, couple of weeks. And, they just broke down crying, but that's some real real truth. Ulysses is, he was struggling with it, like in a prior scene, when after the phone call or whatnot, and Mimi was trying to talk to Ulysses. He was just like, I can't talk about this, and was trying to walk away a lot. And then eventually he did walk away, and she's like, why are you walking away? And he's like, I need a drink. That he couldn't handle it. And that's just where I'll leave it with them. Dr. Nicole determined that it would be best for them to discontinue the process, and now she's going to bring in a new couple at the end. Whoop, whoop. And I'm happy that they're bringing in a new couple. It would have been weird just with them two couples, but that wasn't going to happen anyway. They started with 3. They was going to end with 3. That was just, the layout of the show. So, back in group when it was just the final with before the third couple comes in, when it was just the 2 couples, Hollywood like kind of really, well, he has surprised me because he's we've seen him throw a temper tantrum, but I didn't think that he would throw a temper tantrum and detach and make it seem like it was okay that they separated, and you just like you're going through this whole process for what? Like, so it started out all good, he was just explaining that what happened today. He said basically verbatim, word for word, what he told Ashley, oh, I ain't touching her booty, I ain't do this, I ain't do that. I put on the fresh underwear and all that. And then Ashley was just trying to make it seem like, well, she's unbothered, she's unfazed. Like, look, I didn't even flinch, but like, girl, stop it. you're going through this process as well, because if you were just really over it, you would have blocked him and moved on. Like, y'all both are doing the same things to each other and trying to control the process. Like, him before, he wasn't ready to get married, so he was trying to control the process and not validating your feelings. And now you're trying to do the same thing to him because you want him to know how it feels. Now you're like, oh, I'm not ready to get married, but like, you don't want to let that man go. And shoot, maybe you just into open relationships. That could also be it. Because you don't want to let that man go. But marriage is supposed to be a monogamous union between one man and one woman, blah, blah, blah. But honestly, you just might be a little bit more open. And the doctor said that, like, there's a lot more reasons why you're okay with him going out to date other people. She didn't say about the, dating multiple people thing, but she's just saying, like, y'all young and it's about control, and she said a bunch of stuff, but it's other reasons that, you might be okay with him going on dates with other people, but yet still wanting to go through this process with him. But she definitely started crying when he started going off talking about if they're going to continue to date and all this time is just going to continue to pass and she's okay with them dating other people, that they just might as well just be friends and go on about their life. Like, she breaks down crying. You can just tell she's just tired. Like, she's tired of his tantrum, tired of his childish ways. Like, bro, I'm sitting here trying to tell you that I just think that we need to connect more because I shouldn't be okay with this. And you over here talking about let's just be friends, but no, you don't really mean it. Like, that's just childish. And she just tired. She tired. I can see it in her. She tired. One thing I do have to say about Ashley though is that she does do a lot of ad-libbing, as Hollywood put it, like a lot of this and a lot of the background stuff and a lot of the facials and all that. Like, I understand we are entitled to feel how we want to feel, but like, be grown. You don't have to do all that. You're putting it harder. You're making it harder on him. Like she said, nobody likes finding out that they have a 1 day out of jail card. Like, stop that, ladies. We need to really stop that. Like, you don't need to be talking under your breath. You don't need to be doing all that. Like, it's hard. But, like, gain some self-control. For real, though. That shit's annoying. For real, though. In my past relationships and ish, like, that right there puts me over the edge. Over the edge. So, yeah. He, like I said, he was way more flirty on that date. He just was petty this whole time. Always bucking, always throwing temper tantrums. Like, I still think there's hope for them though. Unlike Mike and Shay. Like, you definitely tell they are emotionally open with each other and things like that. Too emotionally open with each other to where they might love each other too much to where, that's when it starts to hurt, so there's hope. There's hope for them. Oh yeah. And so they make flashes to the next episode. And is that baby Odell Beckham Jr. again? Like, just somebody let me know, because I wasn't sure. And I think the new episode comes on tomorrow. So, what? Is that baby Odell Beckham Jr.? Who she said she wouldn't go on another date with. So, we gonna see. I wonder if Hollywood's gonna go back. I wonder if they all gonna choose the same people who they said they wouldn't go on a date with, or it's gonna be new people. To be real. Oh yeah, and Mike says that he also wouldn't go on a second date with his girl. Hollywood said he wouldn't go on a second date with his girl because her booty. She didn't have no booty. He was just being childish. And then Mike said that he wouldn't because Dr. Nicole said don't take the second date unless there was a true attraction and spark, and there was no true spark. So he didn't take that second date. And that's where we're going to wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Ooh, baby Odell Beckham Jr. Is you coming back, boy? We gonna see. Have a good one.